Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to A Clash of Kings. Now, when we left off, we had just completed a couple of quests and attained a rather nice two-handed sword. Now, quite a few of you stated in the comments that you'd like to see Carver equipped with a cleaver, and I have done just that. Of course, I have bought the cleaver, but unfortunately he has not increased his strength enough to be able to wield it effectively, so we will have to level him up once more, and then he will be able to use it with utmost gusto, no doubt. And now, as you can see, we have returned to Lordsport, and I will be, I suppose, releasing a couple of our prisoners here. Now, I just have to make sure that I am talking to the right person. Yes, here we are. Our Castellan is definitely someone we want to speak to, and I will be letting every one of these fellows go, as one of you did state that having a large relation with Victorian would be a great idea, so let us do just that. There we are. Okay, so he has -3 with us. Maybe he will join us, who knows. -3 is rather minor in comparison to some of these people, but yes, we will see. Oh, this fellow has actually got 8. Aha, well, that might be something to think about. And this fellow has 7, which is not bad. This guy has 6. Oh my, okay. It appears that we're actually not too bad in terms of relation with most of them, apart from the one that we actually want to persuade to join us, so that is rather amusing. Well, Theon Greyjoy is the last, and oh, it appears that he hates us the most. Oh yes, -12. That is not very good, that is for sure. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to send out a couple of these recruiters. I have been using this rather considerably, but I will be attempting to get a couple more things going on here. So let's get 50 Northerners. We are no longer at war with anyone, so theoretically we should be able to get every single 50 batch of units that we can. Now, many of you have actually said to me that it would be a rather good idea to start war with the Riverlands. Of course, that is only due to when we are going to be ready to do that, but when we are ready to actually go against those fellows. So, yes, that might be an idea. We will take a look at that after I have completed some of the things that I wanted to do when we were actually at war with the Iron Islands. So hopefully we'll be able to pull that off. And there we are. So that is 4 recruiters being sent off. Now, I must just say that we do have a huge amount in the treasury, because when my last wages appeared, which was about a couple of days ago, I suppose, we acquired 29,000 coins. Yes, 29,000, and as you can see here, we have 121,000. I suppose it helps to own many of the fiefs that are currently in our kingdom, but I will be now withdrawing some money because I do not have too much after I bought that cleaver, and I'll take 20,000 out, and then we will be heading to the nearby town of White Harbor, and we will then be heading north to the abandoned Holdfast, which I believe is here. Okay, so we have arrived at the abandoned Holdfast, and we are now entering the ruins. I believe in my previous series we were able to complete this quest, and oh my, it is a little bit different from how I remember it, of course. It is just bathed in fog and mist. So this may be a little bit more difficult to find where we need to go this time around. So, oh no, I am hopefully just going to be following the road down here, and then swinging round, and maybe we will... Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this is going to take quite a bit of searching, I think. But I think in the end we will prove our mettle against the mist, and oh, there it is. It appears that I have struck lucky in terms of finding this fellow's location, and he has a fire, of course, which helps out quite a bit. So, let us speak to the old man. What do you want? I saw an elk carrying a dead man in a dream. I've come searching for wildlings. Have you seen them? Oh my goodness, he appears to be rather mad. When the dawn is ended, I'll have my bride, my cold bride, in the snow and in the dirt. Tell me where the wildlings went, now. You can't have them. He gave them to me. They're mine to play with, to love, to hate, to kill. A big happy family we are. Come, come, I'll show you. Oh my goodness. So, we can now exit, I suppose, and he will be outside with some whites, which are probably something we want to be very careful of. The old man has raised some revenants from the ground. Talk to Geralt in White Harbor. He can warn the Night's Watch. Okay, so not entirely sure, but I think we can probably take these guys on. I mean, he's running from us, so let's take them on, just so that we can take a look at the unique models that the whites have. And we will be charging. Why not? We want to charge at the whites as quickly as we can and kill them. Or at least kill them again, I suppose. Now, let's get ready. Let's get everyone in position. And hopefully that fellow over there will come back at some point. I believe he is coming back. I hope so. Yes, he is. Okay, that's good. Okay, now, we definitely want to get our shield out. And oh my goodness, wow, they're very quick to move, aren't they? Okay, well, it appears we're just going to charge straight in then. And whoa, a lot of skeletons on the ground here as well. And we'll just take as many of them out as we can. Yes, there we are. We're doing pretty reasonable. Of course, we do have quite a few mounted units, which I'm not too sure about in this environment. It may not seem too logical to have so many mounted units, although now that I say that, I don't actually see too many mounted units. I did notice quite a few Riverland sergeants and so forth, but maybe they're not mounted. Oh my goodness, look at these fellows right here. Yes, take that guy out. Oh my goodness, look at that! Our horse charged for 64 damage. That is incredible. Well, I will be... Oh. No, yes, thank you very much. I didn't want to drop my weapon. Yes, that's for sure. I wanted to dismount. Thank you very much. So we can have a look at this fellow's... Oh no, his hat is shielding his head. We're not able to see the unique model. Oh, okay, well, I suppose we have seen them before in my previous series and previous version, indeed, of Clash of Kings, so it should be alright, but yes, I did want to show it in this one. Oh well. Maybe we can catch up with that fellow. That is rather unlikely, isn't it? And Berengar appears to be able to take him out. I believe he did actually level up before we entered this fight, so we will be seeing to him after this, hopefully leveling up a couple of his skills that are important, and hopefully he'll be able to go over and take out that fellow. I'm really wanting Carver to level up, to be honest, so hopefully he'll be able to do that in not a large amount of time. What is going on here? Oh my goodness, did you see that? Look at this! This fellow is warping around everywhere. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but oh well. There we are. It appears that maybe this map has some strange geometry or something. We will hopefully be able to leave here shortly. It is cursed. The land is cursed, of course. And yes, we will be able to head on to the wonderful walls of Bravos and be able to acquire that quest. There is one more enemy remaining, and I believe he is going to get vanquished very soon. There we are, by a Riverland sergeant, of course. And wow, it appears we have quite a few sergeants, I must admit. I was not expecting to have this many sergeants this quickly, but it appears we do. Okay, well, we can take a couple of pieces of loot. Of course, these things are not necessarily too useful. However, I think I may take this for Carver. Not entirely sure what chess piece he has, but as he doesn't have 14 in strength, we're not able to give him my old set, which is a little unfortunate, but hopefully we'll be able to give this to him, unless he has something that is already pretty reasonable. Nope, okay, this is definitely better, and he's looking rather dapper in that particular outfit right there, so that's not too bad. And there, as you can see here, is the balanced war cleaver. Now, he does not have 13 in strength, he has 12, so one more level will gain him the ability to wield that, which is wonderful. Now, let us speak to Berengar. And we will level up what? Because he has 12 in intelligence, 12 in strength, very nice indeed. I would like to increase his Iron Flesh a little bit more, as well as his Power Strike, I suppose. His Weapon Master would be very nice to level up, but of course he is... Oh, okay. He's actually nothing to us. He doesn't have any surgery or engineering or anything like that, so I suppose what we could just do is level him up to be a vassal. So I think to that end, we probably want to level up his strength, maybe get him to 15 strength and maybe 15 intelligence, and then we'll see how it goes from there. And I think pathfinding is probably going to be something we definitely want to get him as well, so that he can move incredibly fast throughout the land. That sounds like a good idea, but for now I will be leveling up his Iron Flesh. I'd like to get him to around 58 HP, so maybe a couple more levels. And there we are. So let's go for one-handed weapon proficiency. He is currently using one-handed. And I think... Can he use this? He cannot. No, he has 13 in strength, doesn't he? Okay, yes. Everyone has one less requirement in strength than they actually need. We will go for some glaive men this time as well with these reach units, because I've been told by many of you in the comments that I seem to favor the crossbowmen from the reach, and yeah, I suppose that's for rather good reason, but yes, I will be leveling up a couple of those into glaive men this time around. As you can see, I do have 27 elite reach crossbowmen. I see what you mean now, yes. That's definitely something we need to watch out for in future. And now, I will be heading back in the mist and the fog to White Harbor, and hopefully we will not get beset upon by that huge wildling camp, although I think we can probably take them. But I think this way that we're going, I don't think they inhabit around this territory, so we should be okay to head on. Come on. Oh my goodness. Let's go as quickly as we can. There we are. Okay, we've finally made it, and we haven't run into any wildlings, which is wonderful. So I'm just having a look at some of the messages here. It appears that a king has been taken prisoner by the Stormlands. Oh, that is some very peculiar goings-on right there. I would think the king is the most powerful unit right there. And where is Septon Gourmand? Am I supposed to be going back to him? I believe I am. Oh, talk to Gerald. Aha. Okay, so is this the fellow? No, that's Manfred. That's the fellow that told us about Gourmand not being there. So I suppose we'll just head to the castle instead. He is probably here. Yes, there he is. Okay, good. Septon Gourmand sent me, of course. Is that so? What does the old knave want? More saffron, or is it one of Lord Manderley's nieces he's got his eyes on this time? No, he sent me to track down a band of wildlings that had burned down the village of Hill Hall. My journey ended north of the Dreadfort in the Lonely Hills, where I found the wildlings. They were cold as ice, yet they still walked. Their eyes were blue without life. They were whites. We had a raven from the Lord Commander. Thought for sure that Aemon's wits must have been wandering. But if you saw the same in the hills... Hear me well, Elias. I am a learned man, and I've spent many of my years in the cellars of Castle Black, looking over the old books. Whites are not supposed to be able to pass beneath the wall. It's not just ice and stone. Powerful magic was used to raise it, and it still holds to this day. These whites must have been reanimated here, not beyond the wall. They were. I slew the man who did it. Gods be good. Return to Septon Gourmand at once, Elias. He must be made to spread the word. The villagers must be armed. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. So, there we are. We have now acquired part 6, was it? I think it is part 6, yes. And we just need to return to Septon Gourmand himself, which I believe he should be in the tavern this time around. So, yes, there he is. We can now speak to him. Okay, I found the wildlings. They'd been slain, but they still fought. An old man had raised them from the dead. As whites with cold eyes. This is dire news, Elias. I thought whites and revenants were just stories from the seven-pointed star. We must arm the villagers and warn the lords, and make sure our fires burn bright. Speaking of fire, I have something that might come in handy should you run into more of these creatures. Where did you get these? Before I became a Septon, I studied with the pyromancers of King's Landing. Old fools, a lot of them. When I left them, I took these pots with me. Been a real nuisance having to transport them everywhere in barrels of sand, I tell you that. Be careful with them. They can't be refilled, and I certainly can't make any more of the substance. Ooh, so yes, that is obviously the fire bombs, I believe, that many of you told me about are very powerful, and they are also apparently the weapon of choice for many of the defenders at King's Landing, as Septon just said there. So, yes, if and when we do reach King's Landing, and maybe even siege it ourselves, we do have to watch out for that. So let us now level up Brynden, who has advanced in level, and this is going to be a little difficult, because usually what I like to do with Brynden is level up his intelligence, because of course he is our surgeon, and it would be rather nice to level up his wound treatment as well. So I will be leveling up his intelligence for the extra skill point, and we'll get more in surgery and more in wound treatment, as I said. And then we will just level up his crossbow skill, as he is now a ranged character, which is rather nice. So, yes, there we are. That seems fine. Everyone is in good health, and we will now, as I said previously, be heading to Bravos.